Hi, this is a webinar on the widgets available in the Reports tool for the ThinkWave system. In this video, we'll be looking at all the features on the table widget. This is the most versatile of widgets. It will allow you to create most of the data that you'll need for custom reports. We go into how to apply these widgets to a full report in another video. Since we'll need to preview the widget as we adjust the look of it, we'll need to create a report to save the widget to. Under the Reports tab, and under Custom Reports, click Add Report. Then click Create New Report. We'll call this Demo and organize it as one student per page. The layout is divided into 12 segments, but for this we'll be using this as a quick reference. So make it 12/12ths for the row and the cell 12. You'll have to make the other cell 0, which will prompt you to delete it. Then click Save. Now we'll go to the Widget Designer by hovering over here. Since this is your first widget, it'll automatically create one. Here's where you enter the name. For this example, we'll create a header for class grades. This will automatically show the term names and have the grades displayed below it. So we'll call this Class Grades Header. And here's where you enter the type of widget. This will be a table. And here is where you save the widget to. If you'd like to use this widget in other reports, you can save it to the widget library. For this, we'll just save it to the report. Now click Save. Here at the top, we have all the settings on how to display the information in the widget. Here you have the name again. And here you have the Max Columns option. Since the columns are divided into 12 segments, the columns must add up to 12. If, for instance, you need more flexibility in designing the size of each column, you can select to increase the number of segments up to 5 times. So for instance, instead of 12 segments, you can select times 2 and it'll multiply the number of segments to 24, giving you greater control. For this example, we're going to create quite a few columns, so we'll want the largest number of segments available to us. So select times 5, which will give us 60 segments. Here we select the number of columns. For this, we'll want to show all the terms for the report card. So let's look at the number of terms in the system. To do this, open another tab and log into the ThinkWave system. Go to Setup and under Schedules, click on the Terms and Subterms. We'll skip the finals. So we have 2 semesters and 4 quarters. So for a total of 6 terms to display. Go back to the widget. And since we want to have a title as well, let's make it 7 columns. Below here, we'll have the number of rows. The default is set to 4, but for this, we only need 1. Here we have the Skip Rows option. If we want to use multiple rows for something such as a student address, we can select to have the system automatically skip a row if there's no information in that field. This will make more sense as we start inputting information. Here we have the formatting options, and here you have the default for text. Here you have the option for regular body text, various headline sizes, and options for inverse text. You also have the option to apply text for specific rows or columns below. Here you can select the alignment in the left, right, or center, but also from the middle, top, or bottom. So there's a lot of customizability. And here you can select the row height. Here, if you want to show a grid, you can select between a number of different line weights. And here you can select if you want any overrunning text to wrap, do not wrap, or truncate. Here you can select if you want borders for the table. And here you can add padding to each cell. Now that the formatting is selected, click Save. Now we have to select the size of each column. Since we have 60 segments, let's select 18 for the first column. This will give us 42 to divide into 6 different segments, so 7. Select that for each column and save. The system will tell you if your math is off. For the cells, you can either directly enter the data or use a merge function. Merge functions are commands that allow you to automate the data that's displayed in the report. Since this will be a header that'll go over the grades table, which will then have the class name, then each term, For the first cell, we'll just put in course name. Then for the rest of the columns, we'll enter a merge function, which will automatically pull the term names. The instructions on merge functions can be found below here. This gives you the definition for the basic functions, and here you have the variables available. And here's a sample. Since we want to display the term names and have them automatically pulled, let's scroll down to term. And here we have the variables. We will want to select the term as we generate the report. So go to the sample here and copy and paste the sample line. We're going to need to add an _1 to the end of the merge function. But this has to be inside the brackets. Then copy and paste the merge function into the rest of the fields, changing the field from 1 to 2, and so on. Now that we have the information in each field, let's preview it. We have to go back to the Layout Designer and add the widget that we just created into the cell here. Then click Save. Now go back to the other tab that we opened in the ThinkWave system and go to the Reports tab. Then under Custom Report, click Demo. You can see you will need to manually select the term associated with each term in the report. Once you select those, select a student on the left and click Generate. You can see the header here. Now let's go back to the widget page and adjust the look of it. Since it's a header, let's change the background to a shade, so it'll stand out more against the rest of the report. Next to it, we can select the type of shade we want for the background. Let's select Medium Dark. Now since we would like to read the text, we'll need to change it to inverse. Or we can select different sizes for each column here at the bottom. For the first column, let's make it a little bit larger than the rest by selecting H1 Inverse. Select Save and let's preview it. Now let's go back to the report preview. In the upper left-hand side, click Configure. Then select the student again and click Generate. Now it stands out a bit, but as you can see, the course name is still a little too close to the left. So let's go back and add some padding to the left. Save and preview. There, now that looks a lot better. You can customize it further with each column and each row allowing you different formatting options. You can try things out and experiment with different looks, since you can go back and change it at any time. You can't really make mistakes. And the previewing gives you a quick reference on how it will look. And this is the basics on the table widget. Our videos on custom transcripts and custom report cards shows you how to apply these widgets to the full reports. Thanks for watching.